Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Thursday, September 21st, 2023, and my name's Jennifer Cotton. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas, and that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So, good morning and welcome. Thank you for being here, whether it's your first time or you are coming back. Thank you very much. Like I said, my name's Jennifer Cotton. I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator almost 22 years now. November is 22 years. And so this is my full-time business. So if you're watching this video, you're helping me out. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for a thumbs up, follows, comments, subscribes, all that stuff. Thank you. Thank you. That is helpful. Good morning, Robin and Marcia. Both over on YouTube. Lori, good morning in Minnesota, liked and shared. Thank you. Marcia says good morning to all the happy creative stampers. Love it. Looking at myself, I'm like, not great. Let me see. Facebook user Pat, good morning. Thanks for sharing. Denise, good morning to you. Martha, good morning. Marcia says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up next to live chat over on YouTube. Thank you, Marcia, always for that reminder. My scrolling is being weird. Cindy, good morning. Denise, good morning. Landa, good morning. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. Rosemary, good morning. And Linda, going to have to save and rewatch, have to run to town and pick up insulin. Oh, good. Usually Linda's making breakfast at this time. Okay, so as you come on, please say hi. That will get you entered to win the cards I'm going to make today. I'm going to use the Modern Garden Bundle and for one of the cards, actually, I thought it was for more, but for one of the cards, these dies, Paper Florist dies. And I'm going to make 3, and you will have a chance to win those cards just by saying hi, giving your opinion, telling us how the weather is where you are. By the way, it's 75 degrees here. And I think I don't remember the temp today, probably in the 90s. And we might get rain tonight here in where I live in Texas. But any of those are helpful. So please feel free. And then if you share the video, that helps as well. But make sure you comment that you shared so I'll know to enter you again to have a chance to win these cards. That's on both platforms, YouTube and Facebook, and live or on replay is fine. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my events now. So as I said, I do this as a full-time job. So I offer lots of events anyone can take. For all of my events, anyone in the United States can take them, all of them. They are offered all to go, but some are also offered in person. You're going to get your PDF tutorial. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible unless otherwise stated in the class description. You'll cut your designer paper and kit components if they're included with the fee. And of course, you can purchase just the tutorials only anywhere in the world, tutorials only. You need to purchase those during the registration process of the class. So any classes I talk about today, if you want the tutorials only, click the registration link and choose that option. Hey, good morning from Charlotte. Ooh, just became a grandma. Who is this? Terry, congratulations. Ooh, that's very exciting for Terry. Everybody congratulate Terry. She just became a grandma. 50 degrees at 8 a.m. Having a cooler day. Nice, Linda. Very nice. Yeah, it was I've had to put something on the porch earlier, and it was like not as cool as it's been a few other days this recently. Anyway, okay, so I have my 4 monthly classes. I will have my 4 monthly classes in October. They'll happen on October 21st in person or mailed October 23rd. But I haven't picked my product yet, so the themes for these classes or bundles I'm using or whatever will come out by October 1st. And I'll probably figure it out by next week. But anyway, those classes are card class, scrapbook class, stamp a stack, and sampler. And card and scrapbook are $15 or free with a $20 order. You make 4 cards, or you can make 3 12 by 12 scrapbook pages. Sorry, I was so prepared for this video, and then I was like, oh shoot, it's 9 o'clock, and now I feel unprepared. Anyway, so that'll be coming 15 free with the $20 order. And then the sampler and Stamp-A-Stack will be coming, of course. These are also my subscription clubs you can join. Sampler is a 12 by 12 framed piece of art. This is the one from this month. Ooh, ah. We also had a bonus sampler that was not part of the club that you could add on this month for Halloween, which is this one, which I love. So you frame this, you decorate your home, you give it as a gift, decorate your craft room, whatever you want to do with it. I just like to switch it out in the 1 or 2 frames, like a 12 by 12 shadow box, that. And then, so I don't have like 50 framed 12 by 12 things around my house. It's just like 1 or 2 at a time. Although at Christmas, I do have more 12 by 12 frames around the house. But anyway, thank you, Marcia. She says, Jennifer's card kits are very reasonable. Thank you very much. Yes, we try to price them very, like they're not overpriced, I don't think. So sampler and Stamp-A-Stack. Stamp-A-Stack is 12 cards, 4 designs, 3 of each. Both of those clubs include over $20 in merchandise. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. You stamp and assemble at home. And, or if you're local, of course, in person. And then after 6 consecutive months of being a club member, you get to, hold this up a little bit, I'm not liking it. You get to choose $25 in free merchandise of your choice. But don't worry, you can cancel at any time. You're not required to stay 6 months, and you don't have to quit after 6 months. It's nonstop until you decide you don't want to do that anymore. But if you don't want to join the club, there is an option to take the classes a la carte, and it's just $2 extra if you're not a club member. So any questions, let me know, but those links are not ready yet. They'll be coming out by October 1st. I have a camp coming up with Alejandra Gomez, Allie, as you guys know her, it's a little Christmas camp we're doing. I think you're going to love it. We're using I forgot the name now, but I have a graphic of it. The tag kit from Stampin' Up. This will be a While Supplies Last class. Sorry, it's very far down. These kits here, these tags here, but you're going to make, I believe, 10 cards and get some product with it. And we will design those cards, obviously. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Sorry, I'm getting back to where I need to be. So info coming soon on that, very soon. So just be excited, I guess is the point. And then that will be an online, like to go type class. World Card Making Day. Don't forget to register for World Card Making Day. You can register right there on that QR code right now, or you can just go to my blog, stamptherapist.com, and I have all the info to register, the links, etc. right there. This is a free event Stampin' Up! Is hosting on October 7th. Where's my paper? Did anyone see my video yesterday about all my notes that I keep all the time? And I print them out as needed to read. You know what I mean? To actually use, and then, but I save them on my computer as well so that I can edit them and use them next time. Anyway, World Card Making Day, October 7th, 2 to 5 Mountain Time, free. Stampin' Up's gonna have people demonstrating cards for you. It's not even salesy. They're not going to talk about purchasing. They're just going to talk about creativity and tips and all that. And then you can go through along with them and stamp as they stamp. They have gotten really good at, they show it 2 or 3 times. They give you the measurements ahead of time. Those are all on my blog. I have 2 links to 2 flyers on the blog, stamptherapist.com, where you can click and, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Download these documents. One is the supply list and one is the measurements. And then if you don't have those stamps or those colors, substitute something else. It'll just give you ideas. So make sure you register. It's free. It's fun. Why not? And then if you register, you'll be able to easily watch the replay and stuff. So anyway, there's that. And then I have bingo coming up. I finally got my act together. And my bingo is going to be with the Autumn Leaves bundle. So it's a card class, 4 cards. At least 4 cards that you will make using the Autumn Leaves bundle. You will get a goodie bag of product, the card class, and then a chance to play games and win door prizes. So that is on Zoom. Anyone in the US can participate. If you're not in the US, yes, you can take tutorials only. But grab my pen. But of course, if you're here, you want to participate in person on Zoom. And what I love about it, sorry, I had to write down a note, is the Zoom portion, because it's one of my few events that, besides my in-person ones, where we actually get to interact and talk. You guys can speak up, ask questions. We do the stamping at the end. And so during that time, you can be like, what do y'all think about this? Like, I haven't purchased Modern Gardening yet. Do you guys like it, hate it? And of course, we all give our honest opinions. Or how do you use this? Or do you have a tip? I'm having this trouble. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. We get to just visit and know each other. Yes, Cindy, thank you. I think, Cindy, you were first or second to register. I think Robin might have been first. But yes, thank you guys for registering already for bingo. Thank you, Robin. Bingo are so fun. Yes, the Zoom portion, I don't know. I think it's a lot of fun. By the way, I need to catch up here. Let me see. Ooh, gotta go back a little bit. Okay, Marcia, thanks for sharing. Dawn in Michigan, good morning. Sorry, I got distracted. Nancy, good morning. Joyce, good morning. Hello over here. Let me look on this other. Dana, good morning. Haven't seen you in a minute on Facebook. Christine, yay, thank you. She's going to register later, and thanks for sharing. Mary Ann, good morning. Janet in North Carolina. Who's the purple hearts here? Eleanor, good morning. Eleanor. Shirley, good morning. Denise, thanks for sharing. Shirley, thanks for sharing. Stacy, good morning. Shirley says yes. I forgot what I asked Shirley. Oh, and Robin said something about that I'm organized. Great note keeper. Thank you, Robin. Except when I don't take notes, and I'm like, does anybody remember this? In my team, I'm always like, does anyone remember? I forgot to write this down. Lori asking about bingo. What did you mean markers for bingo? I can show you, Lori. So let me walk and grab something real quick. Sorry, I'm away from the microphone. So Lori was just asking me some questions yesterday by email. And so this is what a bingo card looks like. And so if I call B69, B069, you need to block it off. Because we do this by Zoom, you use whatever you have at home. Some people punch out a 1/2-inch circle. Some people use candy. I don't recommend that. But some people use pennies. I don't remember what else other people use. But, whatever they want, just not a pen or a bingo dauber. But we also have these bingo markers. I get them on Amazon, and I've added those to the registration link. I don't make a profit on them. It's just in case you need them, because they're see-through, so you can see your numbers through there in case you're like, did she really call B8? Instead of having to move something that's solid. And they're the perfect size. So these are bingo markers, Lori. If that makes sense. But you don't have to have those. And anyway. They're super cheap, but you don't have to have those. You can just punch out 1/2-inch circles. Okay, so fall bingo, October 12th on Zoom, 6:30 p.m. Central. Register by October 1st because I have moved up the mailing date of bingo. From now on, it just gets mailed out sooner than I used to. So register by October 1st. It's mailed October 5th, and the event is October 12th. That is to help you receive your packet in time. Usually it's like one or two people that don't get it in time, and it's no problem. I can send an electronic bingo card. But to help out with that, we've moved it up. So that's why registration is so soon, October 1st. So the email, I think, went out today or yesterday. Anyway, so registered for bingo. It'll also be in my 1 o'clock email. Links for everything that I have links set up for will be in the 1 p.m. email. So make sure you're on my email list. The link is already here in YouTube and on Facebook. I'm going to add it as a comment after the video. To join my email list. Okay, couple more events. Retreat in a Box. April and I made all our final decisions. We're having it for to go. It's mailed November 3rd. So I'm calling it a November Retreat in a Box. It is a holiday retreat. We're doing all holiday related projects, holiday and winter. So you're going to have a retreat in a box focused around the Joy of Christmas suite, which is the first one on the left. The 2 bundles, all those like designer papers and things you see there. And of course, we'll add other stuff as well. You get over 50 in merchandise. You get gifts. We've already picked a couple, but we are going to pick more. You get 10 or more make and takes with detailed PDF tutorial. You get, I'm blanking out on what you get. Do I have it written down here? Gifts, bag, make and takes, PDF tutorial, $50 in merchandise. And then if you choose to add on the classes, you won't pay extra shipping for those, but you can just take classes only and just pay that shipping. So my class is the Wishes All Around bundle. I'm going to do a sampler plus 3 cards with wishes all around. So if you want a sampler with wishes all around, now's your chance. It will be within this class. And again, you can take just that class only, just April's class only, or retreat only, or mix it up, all in the registration link, or tutorials only. And then April's class is the Magical Meadow bundle. So again, Christmas and fall, not fall, Christmas / wintry cards, but they're beautiful. I've actually seen her cards already. So that's ready to register. I posted the link in the VIP Facebook group yesterday, so make sure you join that group. And I believe my email is going out tomorrow, I think. So, but it'll be in 1 o'clock email as well. It's just not a big advertisement. It's like scroll down to the bottom and you'll just see little buttons to click for these events in today's email. Okay, hope that makes sense. Any questions, let me know. Uh-oh, internet issues. Who is it? Kelly. You can sign up for are happening March 28th through 31st and June 20 through 23rd, 2024. So you can register for those now. You'll come to Temple, Texas, near Austin, Texas. You'll get an 8-foot table, plenty of amazing lighting, meals, a bed, access to, so all, well, for example, like the classes I just mentioned, they'll just be different. And the make and takes, you'll be able to use our stuff to complete those. We'll have tables set up so you can complete those at your own pace over the weekend, plus work on whatever you want, plus use mine and April's dies and punches and stamps and stuff. Plus just the fun with the friends. I think that's the part we all like the best, is the hanging out with other crafters. And then if you want to do the ultimate crafting experience, that's the crafting cruise. It's like a mega retreat on a boat for a week. We still, I believe, have 3 spots left only for January 28th, 2024. Here's some pictures from our last cruise. We had an amazing time. The classes are included. If you add the crafting portion, you get 6 classes, many multiple projects, and it's self-paced, so you can come in at midnight because, excuse that graphic, because you Sorry, I got distracted by the screen here. I thought we were frozen. Because you've been at shows all day or sleeping all day or taking classes, because the cruise ships has so much to offer. Eating lots of meals, which are all included, etc. Or you might be a 7 a.m. person, or you might be a let me come in after lunch, like whatever works for you. It's amazing. And then all of your guests do not have to take the crafting portion, but they get our group rate. So it's amazing. What did Kelly say? Too funny. You said internet issues. Who? Then it froze again. The reason I can't see your name, Kelly, is just because you're in the group commenting, and there's a little link for to give StreamYard permission to show your name to me on this other screen, but I can see it on my iPad, so it's all good. Okay, that's my events. Woo! Now, what's next? Oh, specials. So we have World Card Making Day. I told you guys about that. Don't forget about the bundle you can purchase with World Card Making Day. I think it's right over here. Let me look. I'm not sure where I put the stamp set. Hold on. One more time. Oh, there it is. This bundle is available right now. Heartfelt Hexagon. It's in my online store. Try not to get such a glare on that. Anyway, they will be using this as part of the World Card Making Day, October 7th. By the way, if you ever want to get stuff at a discount, you can just get the starter kit. It's $99. You pick 125 of anything you want. You could add on that bundle. You could add on the new exclusive designer papers that are while supplies last. These right here, which I've shown on a previous video. The tartan foil, the traditions of St. Nick, shining Christmas, silver and gold adhesive backed 12 by 12. Gorgeous paper and delightful floral. You can add on really anything current except paper pumpkin kits. Anything current. 125, you pay 99 plus tax, free shipping, and then you can just be part of my stamping group, which is close to 200 people who love stamping. That doesn't mean they do classes. We just all love stamping. You can participate in the Facebook groups and meetings and all that, or not. You don't have to do anything. You can take advantage of your discount or not, but the 99 is a great deal, and it's got free shipping. So any questions on that, let me know. So World Card Making Day holiday catalog, as you know, is going full strength. You see anything in here you want, I have it open to the page we're using today. If you see anything you want, you better get it now, because it's technically while supplies last. Knock on wood, so far anything that's gone not orderable is coming back. We just have to have time to get it back in stock. And I have dates for all that stuff if you have a question about anything particular. Thank you, Terry. You're so nice. And a lot of it has come back in stock already. Anyway, holiday catalog and then clearance rack. Did you see that? Was that yesterday only? I think it was. No, maybe Tuesday, that the clearance rack was updated. So Stampin' Up added some huge discounts, up to 60% off on tons of products. Of course, if you're a demonstrator, you get your discount on top of those sale prices always. We always get all the perks that customers get, plus our discount. Plus we can earn commissions. So like there's a lot of perks to being a demonstrator, which is just a term. It's the same word as consultant or whatever you call it in all the other companies. But there's no obligation. You're not forced to purchase or sell. Okay, and then Paper Pumpkin. I did want to talk about Paper Pumpkin, but did I put the graphic up? I think I forgot to. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you that Paper Pumpkin is Christmas for October. It's Christmas. Let me go to the Stampin' Up screen real quick just so I can give you the correct information. It's going to make me sign in again. So sign up by October 10th to get a Christmas Paper Pumpkin kit. This is our monthly craft box in the mail. I'll show you last month's because I have it here and it's gorgeous, by the way. Hold on. Happening now. Paper Pumpkin. When you're trying to find something fast, like you don't see the words. So it's called Home for the Holidays Paper Pumpkin Kit. Sign up by October 10th. It is going to make it so it has on the picture sneak peek like a little scene of homes with Christmas trees. The windows are all lit up yellow and snow on the ground. And to me, that looks like it's all paper that's probably either going to be printed on the cards, because these are just sneak peeks, or die cuts that you layer on. What does this say? Let me look at this flyer. Sorry, I didn't forget. The kit includes 8 card bases, 4 each of 2 designs, 8 coordinating envelopes, 1 real red Stampin' Spot glitter glue. That's what the picture is, glitter glue. Beautifully detailed pre-cut pieces, 1 photopolymer stamp set. So it's $24.50 to get this kit. You can it's called prepay for it. You go to my online store and order a prepaid kit instead of subscribing, or you can just go to my link down here in YouTube. I will put the link in the comments on Facebook after the video, and subscribe, and you can cancel anytime. Anyway, Christmas cards, get started. You know, it's time. It's time. Let me point the camera down real quick, and I will show you this month's paper pumpkin kit. It was called With Love and Gratitude, September 2023. Look at the gorgeous box. The box is not always like this. It's usually orange, and that has a pumpkin on it. I mean, these have pumpkins, but that's not the same thing. Let me look. What was I going to look at? I'm going to see if the box is special. They're not showing if it's a special box for this month. But anyway, then you open it up, and of course, everything's actually wrapped in cellophane, and it's wrapped then in tissue paper, which mine is on the bottom here, this green tissue paper. And then you get a stamp set every month that's exclusive, which this stamp set to me is just so gorgeous. The design of this pumpkin is different than other ones we have currently, and to me have had in recent history by my memory. It's got all these greetings, thank you, grateful for you. By the way, I have 1 box available. It's $24.50 and add shipping if you need it. I don't know what kind of plant this is, but this leaf with little sprigs on it. I think that's the flower center. Okay, grateful for you, thank you, for you, thanks, and with love and gratitude. It's gorgeous. And then these are gift boxes. Gift boxes. I haven't put anything together yet. Lost Lagoon ink. So this kit does make gift boxes. And then it makes these little small note cards. And you see the matching envelopes. Of course, you get instructions. Look at that. So cute. Really, it's not cute. It's beautiful, like gorgeous. There's some gold foil in there. So that's what Paper Pumpkin is. I highly recommend subscribing for October. And by the way, also my team told me, because I didn't read fully, that November's is going to coordinate. What do they say? November, don't let Christmas end. Once you finish with this kit, it coordinates perfectly with the November Paper Pumpkin kit. Extend your holiday crafting experience further. Yeah, so this will coordinate, not this one, but the Christmas one will coordinate with November as well. Okay, so that's what Paper Pumpkin is. Let's bring this back up. Though I think I'm almost done with the face portion. Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on. Don't forget about my online ordering special. When you place an online order with me in September, I do this every month, but this is the one for September 2023, you're going to receive this class kit in the mail to you. And I think I've secured enough designer paper from my amazing team who's like, I will loan you a pack. I will loan you a pack, to have enough to give y'all the specialty paper, which is temporarily not orderable. But you're going to get a kit to make these 4 cards mailed to your home for free with just a $25 online order. These are the 4 cards. I've already demonstrated them. I demonstrated 3 of the 4 in a video. And you'll get a PDF tutorial as well. They go out in October. They go out next month. If your order is 50 or more, I'm sorry, I'm looking. I didn't pull it out. It's right here. You will also get a free full roll of this large check, black and very vanilla large check ribbon. So you need to do that order by September 30th. Let me put this, well, actually first, hold on. I'm going to put this on the screen first. Here's the info. You need to use the host code unless your order is over 150. I have a video showing you how to enter the host code on my blog, in my emails. It's just a little code that ties you to this particular special I'm offering. 25 or more gets the class packet, 50 or more gets the class packet and the ribbon. 150 or more gets the class packet and the ribbon, but also Stampin' Up! Will give you at least $15 in free merchandise of your choice. So in that case, don't use the host code. I'll still give you the gifts because I want you to get those extra perks. So I will put on the screen the host code there. Again, just go to stamptherapist.com if you want to copy and paste the host code and watch that video on how do you enter the host code. Super simple, but Okay. All right. I think I'm going to point the camera down now. And it's still is a little messy down there. But, and let me catch up here. Let me see. Jackie, good morning to you. Okay. So again, just real quick, I'll put these down here where you can see them a tiny bit better. And then I'm going to tell you about the cards I'm going to make today. I made myself a note. So I have to check that note after this video. What I'm doing today, by the way, is typing tutorials for the paper share party and then getting to work on that whole thing, inviting you guys to the Facebook group if you joined the paper share. I'm grabbing something I need over here too. What else with the paper? I don't know. I'm just doing all things paper share today. So that's what's going on today with me. Not that you care, but in case you do. Oh, just a quick reminder about these cute coffee cups that you can get in my online store. They're under branded merchandise. They do have the Stampin' Up! Logo if you're into that. Of course, I got my discount on these because I'm a demonstrator. But y'all know. They're super cute. Okay, there's the free class. Hopefully you got a good look at it. By the way, Landa's going to score this for you. Like, I'm going to put the PDF. She's going to die cut this. She's going to emboss this. She's going to die cut this. She's going to cut the DSP. You're going to stamp a word on there and glue it all together. Stamp a leaf here, glue it down. Like, I think it's an incredible value for a $25 order, and we don't charge to ship these also. So anyway, there you go. Thank you, Xana. Okay, so today the main focus of the 3 cards is the Modern Garden bundle. That's such a mess in front of me. Which is this bundle here. It's in our holiday catalog. It is on pages 52 and 53. Uh-oh, Brittany's here. And it is a punch bundle. So you get the stamp set and the punch if you choose to purchase the bundle for $41.25. Or of course they're sold separately. The punch is amazing. So you might only want the modern oval punch for $22. You might just want that. I do like the stamp set, so I got the bundle, which is $41.25, or you can just get the stamp set for $24. But anyway, it is a suite, the Garden Walk suite. So there's a designer paper, a ribbon, and the most gorgeous pearls you've literally ever seen. If you have not seen the blooming pearls in person, order them now. I can't believe, I don't even want to say this out loud, but I can't believe they haven't gone on back order yet. Because they're so pretty. Maybe Stampin' Up! Knew how pretty they were and ordered plenty. Okay, I had to pick up the cat. Now I'm putting her down and she's not going to like it. I'll save that for next week. Okay. So Modern Garden stamp set is 21 stamps by the name Garden. It's a bunch of flowers. You can build them and stack them on top of each other any way you want. So they're more whimsical. Some are they're pretty much all solid. And you can kind of tell what's intended to maybe go on top of each other. There's 2 circles, a smaller and a larger, to go in as centers. There's a dotted center. There's leaf images. There's like 3 different kind of small leaf images to pick from. There's an image that can be like fill in a background with a grouping of little small flowers, etc. And then there's, besides the little single leaves, there's a stem with 2 leaves. And then greetings, we have enjoy your special day. Best wishes for a fun-filled future together. Wishing you the warm blessings of Christmas. And it's your birthday. And by the way, two of the flowers look like poinsettias, a smaller one and a larger one. I'm assuming you can layer them also. I haven't done that yet, but they're both solid, so you can use them alone. And again, you can use like these dotted dots for the middle of those flowers. Okay, and it's photopolymer. And then the punch is called Modern Oval. So it's an oval shape, but it's more like a rectangle, and then the ends are just rounded off like a circle. It's 2, 4, 5, 1 5/8 tall, 2 3/8 wide, 1 5/8, 2 3/8. Okay, so that's that bundle. I'm also going to use the paper florist dies on my last card, so I'll just talk about those then. And then here is where's my ribbon? The other stuff that comes in the suite. Hold on, let me grab the ribbon. I don't know what I did, but anyway, here it is. So annoying when you think you've got everything ready and then you don't. Hello, Brittany. This is the Calypso Coral Braided Linen Trim. Brittany likes it a lot. These pearls, you have to see them in person. I'm sure the video is not showing it, but they're so, what's the word on top? They're so shiny, iridescent. They're not really iridescent though. I don't know how they get this shine on here. They might be a tiny bit iridescent. So they come in garden green, gold, petal pink, and pretty peacock. And you get a large and a small. And they're just in person. To me, they're the prettiest embellishment we have right now. They're so pretty. And then the designer paper. She wants to be petted. The designer paper is 6 by 6. I can't get those back in. Okay. Now you can't be here for designer paper. The designer paper is 6 by 6. I've shown it on a previous video where I went through more detailed on sheet by sheet, and now my sheets, because I've designed a couple of things with them, they're all mixed up here. But it's got Calypso Coral, Garden Green, Mossy Meadow, Poppy Parade, Pretty Peacock, and Wild Wheat as the colors. Also, pretty much the base is basic white if there's a base. There's florals and patterns like stripes, diagonal stripes, etc. There are a couple, there's some really gorgeous patterns in here. There are a couple, I think at least one design, this one here, that is straight up great for holiday. It's the poinsettia one. So it's got like Poppy Parade poinsettias with the wild wheat centers, which of course is a substitute for gold, and then lots of leaves and greenery around it. So that can be for sure Christmas, but then any of the patterns, depending on your color scheme, can be fine for holiday. Okay, I don't know where that goes. So again, stripes, dots, flowers, etc. It's just really gorgeous. And let me show you the sampler again. So my cards I made today are based on this sampler. Sometimes it's just easier to start with a starting point. So take a card and make a scrapbook page or a sampler out of it, or take a scrapbook page or sampler and make a card out of it. And that's what I chose today for ease of my time in prepping for this video. And I thought, when I made this sampler, that they would make gorgeous cards as well. So that's what I did. So put this away and get started. Hey, darling, in what is it? Cloudy Hollywood, Florida. And Marilyn, yay, got this bundle. Haven't had a chance to use it, so perfect. Oh, and sorry, I did want to mention one more thing. I also used for, I think, 2 of the cards, the So Sincere stamp set, which is in the holiday catalog. It's all words. It's red rubber, and it's 11 greetings. You're in my heart and prayers. Hope you're feeling better soon. Hope your day is a happy one. Be grateful for what you have. Be proud of who you are, just for you. So very proud of you. So thankful for you. Your kindness is so appreciated. Just love spending time with you. Knowing you brings joy to my heart. And then it has this happy birthday, which is a vertical greeting. All caps, skinny little font, happy and birthday on top of each other. I thought that would be good for one of my Z Fold cards, but I did not end up using it. Anyway, so sincere. And by the way, I had punched out this hexagon punch. Of course, I know also with this, the modern label punch, but I was trying to use the hexagon punch just to remind you, you can punch out any punch you have and take the piece that it came out of as a template to see if your words are going to fit in there well. These are actual size. I did check that, but not all of your stamps will be actual size printed on the front of your stamp case. So you just have to check that. And if they are, you can just hold it to the front of the case. You can also hold it to the catalog, which is actual size, or just open up your stamp set and hold it to the actual stamps. Anyway, I didn't end up using it because what I did looked stupid. And then I was going to use this stamp set throughout the year, but I ended up not. I just want to point it out. It's another great all occasion. It's red rubber greetings only stamp set. So this is a great, like our old fashioned all occasion. We have happy Easter, happy holidays, happiest of birthdays. You mean so much to me. Look at that. Be my Valentine. Thank you. Best of luck. Cheers to you and the new year. Trick or treat. Like, it's a great all occasion set. So I didn't use it, but I was like, well, I'll show you anyway. Okay, there we go. First card number 1. Thank you, Robin. Hey, Mary Jo. Good morning. Okay. Card number 1 are these pieces here. Okay. It's not really that bad of a mess. Oh, and by the again, never mind. I'll say that later. I need to stay on target. Okay, card number 1. Let's just get serious. Card number 1. Your card base is 8.5 by 11 paper cut in half, so it's 5.5 by 8.5. Or you could cut it the other direction. Either way, when you fold that in half, it's going to fit into the invitation size envelope, which is a Stampin' Up! Medium envelope. We have white, vanilla, and clear. I love the clear the best, but of course the white and vanilla you can stamp on and all that stuff. So measuring's easy. You don't have to be a genius to figure out how to make a card. You cut your paper in half, fold it in half. It fits in a regular old envelope. By the way, if y'all want a chance to win these 3 cards, please make a comment on the video. Replay as well. Yes, Darlin says, I have that stamp set. It's great for the entire year. Exactly. It's very all occasion. It's got like wedding vibes, Christmas vibes, birthday, and I mean, just you can throw flowers on almost anything and make it fit the occasion. Okay, our next layer is Poppy Parade. I will be putting all of the measurements for all of these cards at stamptherapist.com at 11 a.m. Central today. So all these measurements will be on there, unless it's like a scrap. I'll say a scrap of white for the label or whatever. Anyway, all the measurements will be there, plus recipe cards, plus supply list, plus the individual photos of the cards. Okay, so we have that. And then I have a 3x3 square, I say the ones that are easy, of pretty peacock. All these colors are just pulled straight from the designer paper. That's easy for me. And then a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square of one of the designer papers. The back one of this is gorgeous with almost like a pool party background and big bold flowers on top. However, I'm using the other side, which is, I don't think it must be Lost Lagoon. Not pool party, but you know. See, they don't even list Lost Lagoon. So it's a very, very light, pretty peacock with a medium pretty peacock thick diagonal stripe. And then going through that is like a fine point, pretty peacock stripe. Okay, diagonal stripes. Anyway, 2 3/4, 2 3/4. I have 2 little 3/4 inch tall scraps of gold More Dazzle. That's our disco ball paper. You have to have this paper. I was talking to Genevieve yesterday and she was like, I don't have that paper. I'm like, what? I have literally like 20 packs of this paper. I can't imagine this is not a staple in anyone's stamping room. So you don't have to own it, but I would recommend you own it. And then a pre-die cut label. This is from Nested Essentials Dies. It is the smallest rectangle. There's banners, whatever shape this is, like the coffin shape, and then rounded corner rectangles. So this is the smallest one. And of course it has piercings around the edges. And then I punched from the Modern Oval Punch, a vellum cardstock oval. And I have a piece of the ribbon here. Okay, so for the stamping on this card, actually, I need a scrap of basic white. I'm going to grab this. We're going to make lots of flowers. On this one, we're just making one flower. The cards are out of order. That's why I'm saying the wrong things. We're going to make a flower on here, and then we're going to hand cut it out and add our greeting on this piece. So for this card, I want one of the solid flowers, which is, in this case, this one. They're hard to describe. There's several to choose from, but it's just like solid petals with a hole in the middle for the center. And then the stem with the leaves, ignore the labeling on here. That's for a different reason, for a different class. And then my greeting is from So Sincere, and it says, so thankful for you. So and for you are above and below thankful. They are all caps font, and thankful is a beautiful, beautiful cursive. And then I'm going to grab Pretty Peacock, Wild Wheat, and Poppy Parade. Yes. Thought I was missing something. Ink pads. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the flower first in Poppy Parade ink. Just tap, tap, tap. I'm going to go all over this pad because this is one of my pads I re-ink it a lot. So just tap all over to get good inking, but don't press hard, just tap. Then the center is Wild Wheat. So I forgot to grab the center. Oh, hold on. It's in another box. Oh, please. Sorry, I have to write a note. I'm taking these out of the class tub. I have to write a note to put it back because I don't want to forget. I get a lot going on this month with all these stamps. Okay. This is the larger of the two flower centers, and I'm going to stamp it in Wild Wheat ink. But when you stamp this, you still have a little border around it. It does not fill that particular flower in completely. And then I'll add the stem. So you'll notice the stem, there's not like an exact spot where it goes. It has the little thing at the top where the flower would be growing from. But at least for this flower, there's not a perfect spot. So I'm just going to pick where two petals go up and stick it there. It's going to overlap a little bit. Like, it's fine. It's fine. And then that gets hand cut out. Just like this. But I will demo hand cutting on one thing today. Okay, Poppy Parade ink for my greeting. So thankful for you. Poppy Parade, tap, tap, tap. This is a thin line image. Do not press hard. Hold it firm for a few seconds, straight up, straight down. And this is where, when I stamp something, and then I'm like, I am amazing, which I'm not. It's all the products combined that are amazing to give you that. It looks like like it's printed like at the store. It's amazing. Am I right? Am I not right? Okay. So I will demonstrate hand cutting just on this first card, but I think I pre-cut out everything so you guys don't have to watch me hand cut. But in case you need tips on this, you want to open your scissors real big. Put the readers on. Open them real big. I like to actually start way far away from my project like this so I can get a smooth running start. And then see, I'm going to curve this down, and then I'm going to turn with my left hand and keep the scissors stationary in my right. Open them back up real big when you run out of room. Turn the paper, open them up real big, and just, this is how you get these smooth transitions, I guess. I don't know what the right word is. I am leaving a white border. Did I say I stamped the Stampin' Pretty Peacock? I feel like I didn't. Cut off all that excess. Again, I've opened the scissors real big. This prevents you from making little cut marks by cutting like that. You can go in as detailed as you want or just leave a big chunk white there. It's fine. And it's not going to be perfect. Like my white border is going to be thicker in some spots and thinner in other spots. So hopefully this makes sense. And this is how I hand cut out everything that I hand cut out today, because there are no dies, as was discovered at my in-person class when someone mentioned, oh, I wonder why they didn't make the die this way. And I said, well, they didn't make any dies. There's no dies for this stamp set. It was hilarious. But yeah, no dies, no dies. And I don't love hand cutting. It's not my favorite thing to do, but like I'll do it sometimes. So are these tips helpful? Let's hope so. I kind of went a little messy right there. Ooh, ooh. Where did I mess up? Right there. It's very something. Okay, so there's the one I just did. I think I did a little better on the one I pre-did without a camera on me, but it's good enough. But we'll use this one today. Okay, how are we doing? Running late. Sorry, Xana. Yes, another thing you need. Okay, so we can put this card together. So how do we do that? First of all, oh, I forgot to mention on this Poppy Parade cardstock that's on the top of my card base, it is embossed with the painted texture embossing folder. It's in our annual catalog. It just literally looks like a super textured wall. It makes a great background when you need a background and you don't really have any other embossing folders that are a perfect match. It's great. So I'm going to, since I'm not attaching any ribbon or anything around this, I will attach it for this. I see red here, so that may run out soon, but don't worry, I have a refill. This is my Stampin' seal. You don't need a ton of that. It'll hold fine. So center that on the white card base. Then I'm going to go ahead and attach the designer paper 2 3/4, 2 3/4 to the 3x3 Pretty Peacock square. Just changing the color of my background there so I can see what I'm doing. Too dark over here. Then I'm just going to kind of lay this out on here, the square centered left to right, but up toward the top a little bit, and then see where I'm going to put my greeting below it to the right, touching the square, so that I know where to put these little scraps of gold more dazzle, which comes with gold and champagne, by the way. It's 6x6. It's literally a must-have. Okay, so I want these to be behind, or right in the center behind the square, as if it was a strip going all the way across. So I figured out where I wanted it there, and I'll just grab my ruler. And yes, you could use I think this is 4 inches. You could use a 4-inch strip, but why would you? This is 6x6 paper. You want to maximize it as much as you can. You probably have some little scraps in your packet anyway. There's no need to have that middle portion. When it's a paper like this, that's it's not like expensive, but you know, it's a little more pricey. So let's maximize it. But yes, if you want to put a full piece, please put a full piece. Okay, so now this square will go on top of that flat. I'm putting it flat on purpose because there's going to be dimension elsewhere. See how it looks like that's just running behind it. And then my flower, so I have this vellum oval. I'm going to use it. The card is portrait up and down. I'm going to use the oval the same direction, up and down, instead of long and wide, I guess. So I'm going to place 3 Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this flower and put it on the oval. Then I'm going to take a piece of my Calypso Coral braided linen trim and make a pretty large bow. I would normally tie it from the roll, but I had some scraps of this ribbon that I needed to use up, so it's pre-cut. But normally I would do it from the roll, which will save you ribbon. Anyway, but I measured this, so I should have very little waste. So I have 2 bunny ears, lots of space in between the 2 ears. And again, this is going to be a large bow, so I have even more space. The 2 tails are basically equal since I've pre-cut this. Bunny ear in each hand, and all my fingers are pointing at me. I'm going to take my right hand and cross it, the loop, right ear, cross over left, and push that right loop or ear into the rabbit hole. It's a little more challenging because it's a skinny twine, and then pull. And then you just have to adjust it. So it's a pretty big bow I want. Something like that. I'm going to need to trim that one side. And then I'll grab my mini glue dots and only reveal 1 dot. I'm actually going to put the dot on the front of the bow. Not that with this bow it makes that big of a difference, but I'm going to put it on the front, and I'm going to stick this right behind the center of the flower. Not the whole thing, but the actual flower, the top part. Like that. And I'm going to turn that over backwards and add more Stampin' Dimensionals. Who wants to win these cards, by the way? Make sure you give me a comment. Please feel free to also give a thumbs up, give a heart, give any kind of reaction you like. So I added Stampin' Dimensionals only where that flower is in the front to hide. Thanks, Terry. It's because you would be able to see those through this see-through vellum. So they're hidden. That's going to go right in the middle of my square. Trim the ribbon now to make it the tails even. And then just add Stampin' Dimensionals here. And then, of course, these literal gorgeous pearls. Who has these pearls? Like, do y'all agree with me that they're the prettiest thing? And they're more pretty when you put them on a project, by the way. I first used them for the paper share projects, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, oh, my eyes were bugging out over here at home, like at how pretty they were. So I just put the greeting on Stampin' Dimensionals down in the bottom right hand of the square, so it overlaps the square a little bit, hangs off the right a little bit. And then I've got these, I think these are the pretty peacock pearls. That's the color I'm going to use. Let's take a pick tool. I'm going to use a large pretty peacock up in the top right corner and 2 small ones down here in the bottom right of the square. And that's it. I think super pretty. I hope y'all like it. Hope you would like a chance to win these cards. Okay, so here's the first one I made. There it is. Hey, Chris, no problem. Hey, Margie, thank you. Yes, these pearls, y'all have to have them. You have to have them. So this card is based on this square right here. Wonder what square I'm going to do next. I wonder. Okay, so there's card number 1 that you have a chance to win. Oh, what did I do? Okay, whatever. Card number 1. Card 1. So make a comment if you like it. Thank you, Denise. Thanks, Marcia. Thank you, Facebook user Vellum. Let's see. Nancy, thank you. Okay. The pieces I need for the next card are here. We have a Poppy Parade card base. Half sheet, same measurement as before. Figure 8.5 by 11, cut it in half. Then actually, let me fold this because then I can explain. I'm going to fold it in half. I do use the bone folder to fold, which gives you a more crisp fold on the inside. So do as little creasing with your finger as possible. The more you fold with the bone folder, the more smooth the lines on the inside. And then this card, I'm going to take the front and fold it all the way back to the left. And fold it in half again. So this is my Z fold card, which I did not invent by any means. I just make these cards a lot. So that's what I mean by a Z fold card. So then I have a piece of basic white to go inside the card that will show on the front. Then I have a piece of designer paper to go on that front left flap. Again, all the measurements will be on the blog, 11 a.m. Central today, stamptherapist.com. This is the back side of the designer paper. It's more of a calypso coral, heavy colors, but with flowers in white coral and I guess very light, pretty peacock. I still think that's Lost Lagoon, but and garden green leaves. But we're using the back side, which is a really super light. I would call it petal pink, but again, I don't think they list that color. Light, super light calypso coral with just these little dots all over in light and dark coral. They're like brushstroke dots that are different thicknesses, but they're all pretty thick. Okay, so we have that. Then I have a 3x3 square of Poppy Parade cardstock and a 3x3 square, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square of the designer paper. Another one with the super light pretty peacock background all over, and then tiny, tiny, tiny little flowers of coral, poppy, I think old olive or mossy meadow, leaves, pretty peacock leaves and stems. There's even some olive flowers. Yeah, pretty much. They're kind of like little daisies, but they're just not realistic. So they could be any kind of little, maybe a posy, I don't know. And there is a direction to these. They are all growing up in one direction. At first, I thought it didn't matter. Gosh, but there is an up direction and down and sideways. So pay attention to that. Anyway, that's that one. Then I have another piece of vellum cardstock. Did I pull these dies? Yes. This is die cut from the deckled circle dies, which went low inventory. Are they still on there? Let me look. Did they go? Am I imagining that? I'm going to look. Okay, I either imagined it or they came back in stock. So never mind. No panic. You can buy these right now. This is the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 from the smallest. 6 from the smallest because there's like 14 circles in here. The biggest one is like, I think, over 6 inches or something. Almost 6 inches, like 5 3/4. So it's the 6 from the smallest circle, which is about 2 and it's a little over 2.5. It's not quite 2 7/8. Okay, so there's that. Then I have a piece of the ribbon And last but not least, some flowers I'm going to stamp on the white scrap. And I've already hand cut them out, but I'll show you how I stamped them. And I do have a little tip on there. Okay, so we've got pop. I'm just going to bring all these colors over. Let me see. Poppy, garden, petal, and coral. I think those are. Did we use wild wheat? Yes. Okay. And let me. I'm going to need my little cleaner. Okay. So, like I said before, you can mix and match these flowers however you want. I'm going to stamp first this flower here, which again, it's just like a flower, like a, I don't know how to describe it. But it has little lines in it when you stamp it. I'm going to stamp it in Calypso Coral ink. I'm not pressing hard on my ink pad. There's no ink on the edges, but I am tapping multiple times to get good ink coverage. I'm just going to stamp this one up here because one of these has leaves attached to it. Still going to need that color. Okay, now I'm going to, oh, petal pink, yes. Now I'm going to go in with petal pink. And this flower, which is different than the first one I used, it's another solid flower, but it does not have any defined petals. It just has little wavy lines around it and a hole in the middle to stamp a center. This one's going to be in petal pink, so I need one by itself. And I need one on top of one of these. So what I discovered, I was stamping this solid flower and then adding that one I just had, this one on top. It's much easier to stamp the more detailed with the lines in it first and add this one on top. As far as alignment, you can get the center aligned. You can turn it a little bit if you don't like how the little petals are aligning at the edges. However, I have not once gone to the trouble to see if these little things pop out at the same parts these pop out. Doesn't matter to me. So that's on top of that in petal pink. And then this last flower is the same exact one I just stamped on the other card, but without the stem. So Poppy Parade. And then Wild Wheat Center. And it's the larger flower center in Wild Wheat. So that one flower is complete. I'm going to clean this off, yes. This first flower I stamped is going to have a Poppy Parade center, large. But you can like just play with these. Stamp out a whole bunch on paper and see what you like and don't like. That's not centered very well, but do it again. Oh, sorry. And then Poppy Parade center on this one. I'm not able to get my vision on top of that, so it's hard to align. And then we have the small flower center. And I'm going to put that in the middle of this blobby flower. I think I did Calypso Coral. So I'm going to do Calypso Coral. And then I'm just going to add the leaves to this one stamp. Hold on, the cat is on my sampler. She just jumped up here again, y'all. Okay, garden green, leaves, and where are they? Right here. I'm really low on blocks right now because I have so many classes going. So I'll get these on. It fits fine, but it's an odd size. Okay, I'm going to add 2 leaves. So there's this tiny little single leaf. I'm going to add 2 of those to one of the flowers. And then there's this detail, like not veins really, but whatever detail you can put on top of the leaves. I'm just doing garden green on top of garden green, so it's extremely subtle, and I'm aware of that. But you could do the bottom layer in a lighter color to get more detail showing there. And then hand cut those out just like I showed on the last card. And you'll have 4 little cute flowers for your card. Hey, Shannon, good morning. Yes, this designer paper is so pretty. And honestly, I didn't think it would be when I first saw the catalog. I was like, eh. See, Marsha also loved the DSP. Love the color combinations in that paper. Thank you. Thanks, Dana. So nice. Okay. So, and then I have my ribbon here, and I think we're ready to assemble this card. Oh, no, I do have to stamp one more thing, but then we're ready. So on this piece of white that's going to go inside the card, I just decided to put a greeting down in the bottom right-hand corner, and I chose from So Sincere, just love spending time with you. Check out the font on this. So just spending and with you are all caps stacked. And then in between is love and time in cursive. And it's just a super pretty cursive, like, again. And I have terrible handwriting. So that's another thing I like about stamping is I can just do this and make something amazing. But if I drew it or hand wrote it, it would literally look terrible. So I stamped that bottom right-hand corner in Poppy Parade ink. Cat might be getting in trouble right now. No. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so this one, let me start putting it together. I'm going to attach this order. I'm just doing this randomly, but I'm going to attach the inside part. Since nothing's getting glued behind it or around it or any of that. Then I'll add the designer paper here on the front left flap. Measurements blog 11 a.m. Central, stamptherapist.com. Attach the 2 3/4 designer paper to the 3x3 square. And then I'm just going to go ahead and attach this square to the front. I am going to attach it flat, and I almost always do this with Stampin' Dimensionals here. But I'm going to do it flat because I have a lot of dimension on this other piece. I'm going to add to it all this stuff. So I need my flowers to go this direction, so I need to make sure I have that. Hold on. Cat is on my desk. Did y'all see my video yesterday with my desk? Well, she was just on it. Can't have that. Okay, so I flipped it upside down, top to bottom. So I have a good little visual there to show me where to put that adhesive that's going to be closest to this line, because I don't want to go over and glue my card shut. So I have Stampin' Seal there more than normal because it's just loose. And of course, I'm positioning this a little higher. I'm centering it left to right, but it's a little higher than normal so that my greeting shows perfectly when it's closed. And then my flowers, I'm going to attach, like you can just pick and whatever you like, but I will attach 2 of them flat. So with my Stampin' Seal, and then 2 with dimensionals. I'm just going to put 1 dimensional in the center of each flower. By the way, I forgot to mention I'm using mini Stampin' Dimensionals. You can also use the big ones if you prefer. I like the mini. Doesn't matter. They both do the same thing. Whatever you like. So I have this circle here. I'm going to attach. I'm going to make like a little thing in the middle of this circle, basically, with these flowers. So they're going to be overlapping each other. Some will show a little more than others, all that. Not pressing super hard so I can shift them around if I need to, for like to center it better or whatever, and then press. So there's that. Then this ribbon, I did pull out my instructions for the sampler and see what I had told them. So where's my ruler? I think it was 21 and something inches, 21 3/4 inches was a good measurement for what we're going to do here. 21 3/4 inches. And I'm basically just going to fold this. It's, you know, I'm calling it ribbon, but it is, they call it a twine, linen trim. So it's too long. It's thicker than, I don't know what it is. It's the word I'm looking for. Thicker than a twine, smaller than a ribbon. Anyway, so I'm folding it back and forth on itself. It does not need to be perfect. You can form it in like a figure 8 kind of deal. You cannot do that. It doesn't really matter. It's going to look fine. One loose end can be longer than the other. You can trim it if you don't like how it looks. It's fine. So I'm going to add a little adhesive to the back of the circle, of course, where it will be hidden under the vellum. And stick this behind there. Sorry, get on screen. So I'm looking at it from the front. So yes, I like where it's positioned. It's good. Then I'm going to turn it over to the back and just put some Scotch tape here to hold it down, which I do have. Yes. Keeping that again within the white, so it'll be hidden. So that. There's that. I will trim this a little, this little flyaway piece. And then it's going to be cute. We're going to add Stampin' Dimensionals again to the white part. I'm just going to do 4 there, but you do what you want. But either way, just put them where they'll be hidden by the paper in the front. And then I'm putting this on here so that the way I place the ribbon, it will stick out on the top right and bottom left. Then we're just going to add some of these petal pink pearls, blooming pearls. A large one up here. I want it on the vellum. So top left on the vellum and then bottom right on the vellum. I left myself different spacing on this card. A little different, but it's fine. And that is the completed card number 2. Card 2, of course, it opens like that. You can stand up really easily. Here's card 2. Here's the original one I made. I think the ribbon is a little more evenly distributed on this first one. So I'll put that one in the drawing for you guys to win, but it's fine. Like, it's fine. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Jackie. Keep reading. Stella, running late, catch replay, no problem. Thank you, Denise. Thanks, Nancy. Now I'm like, did I say thank you guys already? Joyce, thanks. Woohoo, Amy, thank you so much. Thanks, Janet. Thanks, Marcella. Thanks, Pat. I think there was someone whose name I couldn't see, but now I've missed it. Okay, thank you guys very much. All right, card number 3. This is our last card. This one actually, well, it does use, so it uses Garden Wishes stamp set, but only for a greeting, only for the greeting. And then I'm going to use the Paper Florist dies, a little baggie of stuff here, which is all in here. By the way, I was gonna put, I forgot. Okay, it's going to take a minute to make this card. And then where are these dies? So these dies, I actually have a photocopy right here of the dies. You get 18 dies in Paper Florist. They make a bunch of flowers and leaves, obviously. I represented all of them, almost all of them on my sampler, not all. So I didn't do this flower, but it's just, you would cut this and layer both on top of each other, kind of offset, and the petals are a little like they're not equal, I guess. size-wise. I also did not use in my sampler these two, which are just some nice big circles or scallop circles for flower centers, flowers, etc. I didn't use this detail leaf, but it cuts out a little leaf it cuts out the middle parts to make veins. There's two different dies here for flower centers, and at first glance you think, oh, I have double, I can cut two at a time, but that's untrue because they are different. This one cuts out a large dotted circle. This one cuts out a small dotted circle. And then over here, small stitched circle, large stitched circle. So these two are completely different. There's this like bottom of a tulips, and then the 3 tulip tops, 2 different stitched leaves, another flower center, these 2 flower centers, these tiny flower centers, which I did not use. And then this die here, which cuts out 3 petals at a time. And then over here, which I did use, there's the die that cuts out a long strip and basically cuts fringe on one side. That's for a flower center, which I'll show you. And then these 2 dies, which cut out 4 petals at one time. I personally used this one that's more like it's like a totally 70s looking flower. If you just look at this outline, it's small, large, small, large. I used 2 per flower. I don't know if you're supposed to use more, but so I was able to get 2 flowers out of one cutting of this. But this one here, that's just like a X pattern, and you get 2 large and 2 small. I used all 4 to make 1 flower. So hope that makes sense. I'll show you what I'll make a few of these today. Paper Florist. And like I said, I meant to pre-glue half of them together, and I guess my brain left. Plus it was time to stop and do all the other stuff for my video. So my card base is Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to fold it in half. This will be a landscape card, and it's just a Pretty Peacock card base. And then the next layer is designer paper. It's one that's, I think, is so pretty, this cat, because it's got a white, okay, see, you knocked that light over. And she got scared. Sorry, white base. So it's like real bright. And then just small little posy type flowers all over it that are in all the colors I've named already. Some are outlined, some are solid, leaves, etc. That's like a 4x5 and a 1/4 piece to go on the front of the card here. And then we're going to add all these flowers and our greeting on it. Okay, so let me I think I'll just stamp the greeting to get that out of the way. And then I have ribbon too. And then I'll start making these flowers. I'm going to turn my fan on also. I was cold, then I got hot, I got cold again. Okay, greeting. This card is going to say, best wishes for a fun-filled future together. So I think this will be a really cute, whimsical kind of wedding type card. Grab Poppy Parade, and I'm putting it on the smallest of the coffin shaped dies from Nested Essentials, the smallest one, basic white, in Poppy Parade. Best wishes for a fun-filled future together. So pretty. That's from Modern Garden. Okay, so I'm going to do these little 70s flowers first. So I think you can curl the petals up or away from you and down, but I'm going to curl mine up. I'm just using the bone folder and my thumb to curl them up. I am using pressure, but I'm also being gentle so that I don't break the petals off. Put this back on here so we can, so this is this die right here. So I have 2 in Poppy Parade, a small and a large, and 2 in Calypso Coral, a small and a large. So I had to run it through twice to get this. So I now have leftovers of poppy and leftovers of coral. You get 4 flowers when you run it through one time. And then you can glue these together with liquid glue, tape runner, and glue dots. It depends on your specific taste and whatever. Because I've curled them up and I don't like liquid glue that much, I am going to use it today, but I prefer not. I'm just going to do glue dots. If I put my tape runner on there, it'll work, of course, but it will, it could flatten it a tiny bit. I'm just going to use a glue dot. And so I'm turning them so that the petals, you know, interlock, and that's what it looks like. By the way, this is a either hand deliver card or mail in a box, not an envelope, because it's going to get crushed if not. And then for the centers, it's this die right here. This die right here. It cuts out both of these pieces at one time. So I have some wild wheat big circles to save for another project. And I get these two. So it's a circle. It's like probably a half, it's a tiny bit less than a ½ inch. And it is full of little pierced holes. It's super cute. So I'm going to add those centers with dimensionals. Mini Stampin' dimensionals are perfect for this, by the way. Oh, kind of an oblong hexagon. Yes, for that nested essentials die. Yes, Dana. Okay, so pop up that flower center. So now we have 2 flowers already for our card. Boom, we're done. We're done with that. Super simple here on these white ones. I did not curl these up at all. I don't know if other people have been, but I didn't. And actually, I'm just making 1 flower here. So this is this die here, which again, for me, I cut it once and it made 1 flower. And then for the center, I used this die here, which there are 2 of, so you can cut 2 at a time. So I have white for the flower. Actually, I need to turn them all upside down. And pretty peacock for the center. And I'm going to add adhesive to the back of one, and I am using my silicone craft sheet and regular adhesive because these aren't curled up, so I'm not going to flatten anything, and crisscross them perfectly. Then I'll add adhesive to the back of one of the smaller ones. So there's 2 larger, 2 smaller, and I'm going to turn it at another angle. I don't know the right words to use for these, but they keep getting turned a quarter turn sort of to come out at a different spot on the card so that it makes this really pretty flower by the end. Now, yes, you could pop this up. I left mine flat. You could like bend it and give it some dimension. And then again, flat, I'm going to add this center, which again, you can turn so that it's sort of interlocking in the direction you want. And by the way, I'm highly sure these are not the only ways to put these flowers together. Probably people that have done way better than me and more detailed and all that. Okay, I pre-die cut 2 garden green, 1 of each of these leaves here. I just didn't want to do the one, honestly, with the detail because then I have to poke stuff out. These are super easy to cut. It makes piercing marks. That 1 is a single leaf with pierced marks for the veins. 1 is a stem with 7 leaves, 7 small leaves on it. Okay, then we have this one. So it's 1 die that cuts out 3 petals and it puts a little slit in there. And then it also puts a score mark. I don't know if actually, I don't think that's a score mark. But that line right there, I think that's just an indentation from the way the die is. But it kind of looks like a score mark, and I kind of used it that way, but I think it's not. Okay, so I'm going to make the flowers the way I made them, and then I'm going to show you an alternate way to make the flowers, these flowers. And I'm sure there are like 50 ways to make them. I don't know. Okay, so what I did was I kind of folded where that fake score mark is. I did not use the slits at all. And then I curled the petals backward. Maybe Let me go a little more extreme on the curling, but you get the idea. I did make these cards yesterday and I was in a rush and blah, 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 and so my curling on them, like I wrinkled them up kind of bad yesterday. They're going a lot better today. But I'm just using the bone folder, and you need 6, at least 6. So you run it through twice. These are petal pink, and you need at least 6. So when I fold it where that line is, it kind of gives me a little base that I'll use for gluing. Okay, and then I just added adhesive. You can add it top or bottom of the flat part and kind of put 3 together. Especially with this adhesive, don't worry, you'll be able to move those around if you need to. So I did 3 and 3. And we're going to cover up the middle, so any excess adhesive is fine. And then let me just see. Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. So I'm just going to stick those together. So I have the 3 and the 3. And when I put the 1 3 on top of the other 3, I'll just turn it so that the petals kind of interlock. And y'all, that's all I did. Like, it's pretty simple. It looks better when you put these 2 centers in. So I have this image that I die cut from this die here. It makes a flower center. I'm sure you can pop these up as well, but it's like and mine's basic white. It's a solid circle in the middle, and then little lines are coming out from it with a little tiny circle at the end of each line. It's like shorter, longer, shorter, longer, shorter, longer, all the way around. Probably an official flower name for what those are. I'm just going to stick that right in the middle flat. Already it looks 1,000 times better than what I just showed y'all. Paper Florist, which is a perfect name. Like, whoever came up with that name, I'm like, you were smart. Paper Florist dies. GN. Thank you, darling. I'm definitely not your super detail, amazing stamper demonstrator. I'm more on the basics. And then this makes the flower center for this flower especially. I don't know if it's for other ones. So what I did with this, I know I've shown this on a previous video one time, but I didn't do the full thing. Okay, sorry. I slightly curled this with my bone folder in the direction that I'm going to fold it, basically. But that's just to break down the fibers and get it started. Then I just put a little adhesive on one end on the inside. This is the one that's like the fringe. Like, you could use this for a little bitty like birthday card, you know, fringe. Anyway, but it's a flower center. And then I'm just going to start on the non-sticky side and start rolling it up. This is cardstock. It's wild wheat. So it's not super soft paper, but it curls and rolls on itself just fine. It's fine. I'm sure designer paper would roll even a little easier. I mean, but it's not difficult at all. And I wasn't all concerned with putting adhesive all the way down. I don't know. Nothing I've made has come apart with this yet, so I think it's fine. Plus, Stampin' Seal is super strong. Okay, that is a little crooked. Let me just flatten it out. And we have this, and it's too tight, so you literally just take your thumb and smash it and pull these out. These little, what are these called? The middle of the flower that stick up straight. So simple. Then I am going to have to use the liquid glue because I don't want to get out hot glue. And I don't know how glue dots would work. I wouldn't personally trust that. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I don't like that. Hold on. Okay. This is one of my older liquid glues. Okay, so a pretty decent amount of liquid glue, but you know it's going to ooze out the sides if you put too much. And just hold it right there in the middle of the flower for several seconds. I don't even think, of course, I'm on video. I'm trying to look away. I don't even think it takes a full minute, but I don't know how I'm going to count 30 seconds and not talk. I'm just going to hold it. But it doesn't take very long until it sets. I'm sure it's not like I could probably knock it off if I tried, but it sets pretty quickly. Then if you're gentle, you won't knock it off. Isn't that cute? So cute. Okay, so then I saw someone else's video, and I knew there was something with these slits, but I couldn't figure it out when I was first working with this, and I was like, I'm not gonna, I don't know. But basically what these slits are for is you overlap them on, you bend them and overlap them, and see they form this little, they just form a little shape. So what I decided to do was curl the flower petal this way, like along the slit line. So half and half. This is step one. And then I used glue dots, but you can use whatever you want. I used glue dots, and I put a glue dot on the back of one of the slit things. I don't know what these are called. And then you literally pull it up and bend it and overlap them, and you have this little petal. So do that. So I just thought curling it with a bone folder would help, again, break down the fibers, make it fold a little easier when you do this part. Again, there might be 10 other ways to put these flowers together. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. You can ask me, but I won't know the answer. Now you need 6 of these. And then what she did in the video was then go through and curl the tips backward just like we did. This is cardstock, so mine sort of creases and bends a lot. I watch a lot of makeup videos. They talk about creasing a lot. Well, we got creasing in our stamping as well. Creasing. Yes, Santa, it makes such pretty petals and flowers. And then what she did was, you could use any circle you have. She grabbed one of the circles, I don't remember which one, from the dies, but a circle, and assemble it on a circle instead. So this is the one I made yesterday with that technique. Again, I was in a big rush. Ooh, pixelated. See how I have some bending here? I'm sure I could be more slow and careful and have less creasing of my paper. And then, of course, if you used a different paper. So this one stands up. It's more like this than like this. It stands up a lot more. It's more, I don't know, it's got a firmer base. Here it is from the side. Oh, I just used literally what was laying in front of me that I had die cut and didn't use. But anything for the base. And then here's mine from the side. So mine's a lot more flat, I guess. Flat and round. I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. I really like this one. But I like this one for the card I'm making, mine for the card I'm making, because it's like a card and like it's already got so much bulk. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you love paper florist dies. I think they have so many possibilities. For the 3D stuff, I think they're amazing. And then for like just whatever, like stuff like cards and scrapbooking and all that, they're going to be so good. Yay, Ro! Awesome. Yeah, I think I showed the most, which I don't really think it's complicated, but I showed the most complicated ones today, I feel. And that, I don't know, the couple I didn't show are just centers, and then that one flower that you just overlap. Like, it's easy. Okay, so let me put this card together. I'm going to attach my 4 by 5 1/4 designer paper to my pretty peacock card base. Then I'm going to add the greeting next, so I will be able to see where to lay everything out. I told you all it was going to run out. Here's the red. And I want this greeting just really down in the bottom right-hand corner, because these flowers are going to take up a lot of space. So I just barely left a little space where it's not touching the edge of the designer paper. I have a Stampin' Seal refill. There is no need to tear on this mark. I don't know why that's there because it's never sealed shut like glue here. It's just like a Ziploc baggie. I got my refill. The other day, I hope I don't jinx myself, I refill these all the time because I use it exclusively and I use it all the time. By the way, sorry, but when you refill, make sure you clean out the excess adhesive from both sides of your holder, dispenser, or whatever. And that will keep your next one running smoothly and so on. Anyway, I refilled one the other day, and immediately when I used it, it rolled up on me and was defective. But I refill these all the time. And that happens like once every, I'd say 6 months at the most, if not more time in between. So it's a great adhesive. But I'm saying that in case it happens right now. Anyway, and of course, Stampin' Up! Already sent me a replacement for that one that happened to. Okay, so I'm going to lay this card out. I want this big flower down here. I want poppy. So down here, meaning right to the left above the greeting. And then I'm going to tuck one of the leaves to the bottom left of the big pink flower and one to the top right. And then a calypso coral flower top right of the pink flower, poppy parade left. And then the flat white one is going to go the top left corner. I'm going to add a Stampin' Dimensional on, or I'm going to add 2 dimensionals on this white flower, just because they can overlap all my layers. I think I'll go ahead and put that one down. Now, you normally want to try to keep everything within the corners, the edges of your card, because it'll go in the envelope. But since this isn't going in an envelope, also, it's probably fine. It's probably fine if it hangs off the edge a little bit. I'm going to use liquid glue. Like I said, I don't love it, but it'll be pretty easy here because there won't be any oozing, which is always my problem. I'm going to use liquid glue on these, which this, of course, is in our online store in the catalog, on these coral and poppy flowers. What was I saying? Or what? I just had a thought and I forgot to say it out loud. What was I saying in my head? Oh, I don't remember if I finished that thought, but normally you want to keep everything within the edges because of the envelope. I think I did finish it. But since we're not doing an envelope necessarily, you could let the flowers poke out the edges. And then I'll use liquid on this one as well, this large petal pink flower. Just because I don't want to mess with glue dots. And again, I can't really put my tape runner there. Just make sure they can still read the greeting. Hold it. I'm going to hold this one for a few seconds because the petals might make it pop back up. Beautiful. I mean, this glue does work really well. It's just not my favorite thing to use. Okay, then I'll use my silicone craft sheet and add adhesive. This is brand new. To the die cut leaves. What are we doing over here? Yes, Xana, if that happens to your friend with adhesive, or anytime it happens to my customers, I just report it to Stampin' Up. I email, but that's because I don't have time to be making phone calls. I just send them an email, and either way, you can call or email, and they will replace it. Okay, there's that. And then I'm going to take this ribbon. Yes, this is the Calypso Coral braided linen trim. And I've cut off a really long piece. Again, I was finishing off a roll of ribbon, but normally I would even do this from the roll. And so I have a really long one, and I folded it in half. So I have 2 to make a nice large double bow. Okay. Guess I'll do it as a bunny ears bow, which I showed already. So it's 2 strings instead of 1. I want a pretty big double bow here. I'm going to pull these tails down and trim. Oh, goodness. I got a little wild with the scissors on that. Okay. We got a pretty large double bow there. Grab a mini glue dot. This bow is going to get tucked up under this petal pink flower. Just like that, yes. Then we're going to add 1 pearl. 1 pearl. Fill in this pack. I'll do another open one, but do I? I don't know. I'm going to open this one. This is another tip I got from April McCrite, is just cut it. I like to do this. You don't have to. I just like to cut a slit in the top of these accessories and open them like this so that I can slide this in and out to use it. And then when I close it, or when I put it back in, I just leave it like that. I like it. Okay, so I need a large gold. Oopsie. Okay. Y'all didn't notice what I just did. Ignore it. A large gold, yes. It's going to go right in the middle of this pretty peacock flower center. And it's going to set off the whole card and make it amazing. And there it is. Woohoo, thank you, Joyce. Hey, Deborah, no problem. Hey, Lori, check you later. Awesome flowers for the card. Thank you. Or Cindy, you're welcome. Let me get my hand where I can run the mouse. I find for smaller flowers a ball end of scoring tool. Yes, definitely. Thanks, G-Ann. Thanks, Marcia. Nope. Yes, yes. Thank you, darling. I'm not sure if I missed you guys. Okay, over here I can't see. Nancy, thank you. Pat, thank you. Jackie, thank you. Okay, so there's this one. Here's the one I made yesterday. I do like my flower a little better. Actually, I like the bow better too. Like, it's fine, but it's when you see both cards together. So I'm going to put this card, which I like better, in my door prize. This one's fine. This one's a lot better. I'm going to put this one in my door prize. So, or door prize, I don't know, video prize, I guess. So as you are watching this video, make sure you make a comment, and that is what enters you into the drawing. And then if you share the video, thank you very much. But comment that you shared, so I'll give you credit for that and enter you again. I totally ruined that. So there is that card. Let me get out all 4. I did forget to look at my boards and see if I had any additional samples, but I can go grab that real quick and look. So which one? Yeah, that's the prize one. So this is the order of the cards we made today. Clear the thing. There's that other flower. Cat. She's like, oh, what cards? See, you made my light break. Oh. Sorry. She keeps jumping up from the back, and right over here is a light, and she keeps knocking it over. Anyway, there's the cards I made. Let me go see if I have any additional samples. Oh, and by the way, so that card was based on the middle of the sampler. Here's this big triple bow and double the flowers. Card number 2 was based on this square from the sampler. I really wanted to make a card with this one because I think it's so pretty, and this one. But I only made 3, and then I ran out of time. So let me know what y'all think. Let me go see if I have additional samples. I'm gonna run away. She thinks I'm chasing her out of the room, I think. Yeah. Modern garden. Okay, looks like I have 4 samples with Modern Garden. I don't know that I have any with Paper Florist. So let me pull these out real quick. They're in my display board. Thank you guys. Here's one. These are all from swaps, yes, that I've received. That one goes like heavy on the wild wheat color. This one's super pretty. Uses the modern label punch, modern oval punch. This one also gorgeous with the modern oval punch. Of course, a lot with the DSP. I'm not sure which flower punch or dies they used there. Kelly Pate, what flowers and dies did you use? They're super cute and go well with it. And I think Kelly made this card also. There you go. Some additional ideas with that stamp set. I hope you guys have a great week. Are the supplies in the packet? Tammy, I'm not sure which packet you received. If it was the share, I think you did the paper share. So your supplies for your make and takes will be in there, if that's what you mean. And you can always email me, Tammy. Thanks, Ann Margaret. You're so sweet. I just love your cat. Me too, but come on. Like, I'm trying to do a video here, Nancy. I'm just kidding. She's great when I'm not in the middle of a demonstration. Let me see. Oh, Chris, I was trying to understand what you're saying because Chris has the sampler. She's a club member and she's rethinking making it into cards instead of a sampler. I get it. Yes. Because think of all the other cards you could make with the other squares, and then you could, the ones I didn't put flowers on, you just stamp more flowers or die cut more flowers, whichever. Very true, Chris. Last one is the favorite of Julie. Thank you. Valley Chick, thanks. Dana, number 3. Thanks, darling. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Yep, indeed. Favorite card. So pretty. Thanks, Robin. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all the comments and compliments, I guess we should say. Thanks, Betsy. Lots of food for thought. Videos don't mean anything to a cat. Very true. She just thinks I'm up here talking to myself or her. All right. Well, you guys have a great week. And I should be back next Thursday, 9 a.m. Central. And by the way, I've been making lots of posts lately, asking you guys questions, getting your opinions. So please feel free, if you haven't yet, which a ton of you have, please feel free to go over and comment on those. I did a video last night with a quick sort of organizational tip and some behind the scenes. You can see other parts of the stamp room, so you can check that out if you missed it. Otherwise, yes, darling, see you next week. Thank you, Xana. Okay, I will see y'all later. Bye.